Hello, Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you see me?
I don't think you should call me Papa. We do have that San Francisco viewer who feels that we have too much of a dynamic.
Oh, really?
Well, I think he thinks we have just the right.
Right. Well, I'm still trying out. I'm still auditioning, workshopping intros to our show. You know, last week I said hello, dollies. I guess I could call our viewers. I could say, Papas, can you hear me?
That sounds like potatoes, though.
Ooh, that sounds yummy. Papas fritas. How are you?
I'm good. It's funny that you sing Yentl because I've been obsessed with this one Billy Joel song for the last 24 hours, the song This Night. But the only thing that finally got me out of it, I have a whole thing about that song. That could be a whole segment later in the show. But the only thing got me, I kept singing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I went through like the 5 stages of like song, like
stages of Joel.
For first, I was like, should this be my new karaoke number? And then I was like singing it karaoke. I was like, this should be my new karaoke number. Then I was just singing it. And then finally, I was like, I can't take this song anymore. I need to stop singing this song. Hi, Jen!
Erin, she's back. Oh my God, you were gone last week, and
the
stream was not complete without our favorite Taryn Stein.
How trot were we? We were distraught. But
is it Stein? Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Stein or Stain?
Oh, good call. Good question.
Got Yannick, another favorite of ours.
Yeah. Anyway, the song that I finally got over the Billy Joel moment with was because John Hill, friend of the pod, had posted a picture of his Yentl LP next to his new record player.
Beautiful.
And although then he said to me, if you zoom in, it's actually the Evita record on the player. He just has the jacket of Yentl displayed, which I enjoyed as well. But it's never been my favorite song in Yentl, but I can't get out of my head. No matter what happens.
Beautiful. You know, I have been listening to that song a lot.
Oh my.
After our what's happening? Oh, hello, Kenny.
Kenny Gaylord.
Oh, hello, Sean McKenna. Thank you.
Kenny Gaylord. I wonder if you got made fun of more than I did as Ben Gay.
Wait. Oh, that was your nickname?
Some people thought it was my name. The credits.
Thank God your name wasn't Rimalower at that age.
True. Stain. I didn't.
All
this time.
I was pronouncing it like Helena Rubinstein. Now it's
yes, I've been hearing it as well.
As in, I don't know, The Human Stain, starring Nicole Kidman. Anyway, okay, so you got over the song with the Yentl song, No Matter What Happens, which I have been listening to that song a lot too. It's very soothing and comforting to me in these times. But it never really hit home with me until I did a re-listen when we had Charles Bush on our podcast. He wanted to talk about Yentl. And that song is really gorgeous.
Really gorgeous. And that's a good plug, by the way. Thank you.
Yes, listen to our Charles Bush episode. We go in about Yentl, Barbara, Bet, Linda Lavin.
Linda Lavin, always.
Lord of the Gays. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in this Tuesday morning. Our dollies, we love you all.
We'll see you next week.
What?
We'll see you next week.
That's a wrap. Live from New York, it's Tuesday morning.
Autumn, winter, next year.
Time heals everything. It's a song. Time heals everything.
Okay, so I want to remind me the name of the Billy Joel song, because I actually do want to talk more about karaoke songs, because there's nothing better than when you I can always tell when there's a comment because of your eyes. You're like, You're like my cat when she wants like attention and she just looks at my hand because she wants me to pet her. It's like,
you did this to me because last spring, when we first started Tuesday, Thursday, April, August,
John.
good morning. I would be in the middle of a story and you'd be throwing them up on the screen. So now I'm like, I live in like, I'm only on the comment board. I look nowhere else.
Yes, you all need to do again to re-listen. It's also, I think, on the Criterion channel this month if you have that.
Barbara will be so pleased.
Well, and also this week, every week. Oh, Artifact. I know who this is. He messaged me on Instagram. I don't remember his name, but I put a face and a name to the handle.
Now, Nolen, I have a question for you. I know you're in the Commonwealth of Nations. I think maybe you're just in London, but I somehow had the idea that you were like in Australia or South Africa or somewhere more exotic. Am I making that up, or are you just in London like I sort of suspected? Somebody is in South Africa. Maybe
Karen is in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken.
If it's not her, it might be one of the Shut Up Lupones or Lupone's dolls.
Don't the Shut Up Lupones live here?
No.
Really? They fly to all the stuff?
Oh wow. Yeah, they're hardcore, the Shut Up Lupones.
Well, while we're waiting for that, there's nothing better than finding a karaoke song, and I really want you to sing that next time we do karaoke.
This is the thing. I love Billy Joel so much. I mean, I grew up on Billy Joel, and Innocent Man was one of the albums that like my mom had the tape and we would like listen to in the car, and so over the years I really started obsessing about Billy Joel as a kid even, but the albums I would obsess about would be more the ones that I discovered on my own, not the one that was just there in my family. So some of the B-sides from Innocent Man I sort of have only rediscovered later on. Oh, Taryn is South Africa. We have to come back to that. One of the B-sides is this song, This Night. And so it's funny when you come back to a song that you knew as a kid that you haven't listened to in years, because there's that like emotional familiarity and connection even beyond, your conscious awareness of it. But the other thing that's so cool about This Night is that I was reading all about it yesterday. It's the only song on the Innocent Man album, and maybe of all of Billy Joel, that has a co-composer credit. And the co-composer is Beethoven, because he took the chorus melody from the what's it called, Pathétique Sonata.
Wow.
And it makes sense that hi Robbie Roselle, Diva Robbie in the house.
Hey, Robbie.
Well, it makes sense that I would love it, that's the part of the song that's so beautiful, because it's like now of course I'm going blank on how the fucking song goes. This night is mine. There's only you and I to love. It's that da 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 da.
That's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's fucking Beethoven. And now I connected with the melody there, and this really like hit me this emotional level. And I think actually the melody that I love also for karaoke from the Whitney Houston song, Didn't We Almost Have It All? I think it might be that same Beethoven piece. We can take the night into tomorrow. I've been singing it over and over again. I'm like, I need someone who actually knows music, because I'm so tone deaf that I can easily change it and make it the same when I sing it back to myself.
We'll have to do an investigation. Maybe our friend Sean Mackey, he's good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we need him. And I also have to say, yes, of course, moving out. The other thing that I love about This Night, I mean, it makes sense because Billy Joel and
Mastro Berardino.
I can do it. Anna Marie Galdelli. Mastro Berardino.
It's a little Mary Stuart Master Antonio. Wait, what's her name?
Mary Stuart Masterson or Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio.
Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio.
But it's you know what, Patty and Billy Joel are kind of the same thing.
They really are.
And this night, I know that when I sing it, everybody's going to say I'm singing it like Patty, but it's so, they really, for me, come from the same place. And there's just like, the same situation. It's just like very like the vowels and sounds that he like goes into like the spinning vibrato on is, and especially when I will do it, it'll be so Patty-esque.
That is true. I've never thought about that. Patty and Billy Joel are cut from the same cloth.
Now I can't remember, but I think he's from Long Island also, and they're about the same age, and you know, they grew up on the same music. And she's also talked a lot about how I think a lot of in the early '80s when she was on the road, you know, Billy Joel was probably flying private or something, but she would be like on the plane with like the Billy Joel band members, like coming back from like Athens or like Budapest or whatever.
Doing cocaine.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, so I want to go back to Artifact 11. Is your name Larry? Am I remembering that correctly? He's in NYC. Taryn Stain is in South Africa.
Oh yeah, I need to talk to Taryn about that.
Any of our other international listeners, please shout out in the comments. We want to see where you're from.
Taryn, my question for you, because I just watched the new season of The Crown, which is so incredible, and I'm just in the deepest obsession ever. I'm now going back and rewatching from season 1 because I just love it, love it, love it. And but my question is, as someone who grew up in South Africa in the Commonwealth of Nations, which are I don't know if you know this, Daniel, but that's what they call the countries that are. Yes, hi, Caroline.
Yeah, London town.
We're huge in London, but that the Commonwealth is the countries that are still united, and they're at least they're somewhat under the auspices of the Queen, even though they're independent. The British Empire is dissolved. All the countries got independence. Canada is another one. There's all kinds of countries you wouldn't expect too.
Clifford, hello.
Countries that are there, even though they have independent democracies, they still have the Queen as their, at least, I don't know if you would even say honorary. It's more than honorary, as they're like, you know, their monarch. And so my question is, Taryn, and for you, Clifford, too, growing up, did you identify as having a queen, or did that kind of seem like an honorary kind of like bullshit whatever thing that wasn't that, you know, connected to your life?
Well, while they're replying, I want to, speaking of queens, I love your handle today, Benny Lynn Buckley. I feel like you're really playing to the judges, as I said earlier, because for those who weren't listening last week, Betty Lynn Buckley, Broadway Tony winner, actually wrote in the comments. She was listening, and we had a nice little chat with Betty Lynn. So you were saying something really funny earlier about that.
Well, first of all, Betty kept saying she had to go, and I kept like trying to reel her back in. I would say stuff that like divas can't resist. Like, well, you know, I find that sometimes it seems like creative teams don't trust the artists who are playing the roles. And Betty would be like, actually. But what I was saying in my fantasy for this what do you call it? Show would be that just like Jim Crusoe's cast party, where his dear friend Liza Minnelli has been known to stop by many times. And so, you know, fans would go to the show, not just for whoever was there that week, but there's always the hope that Liza would just pop up at Birdland. And I would love it if Betty Lynn would be someone that you just never know might pop up right here in the comments.
Yeah.
Everybody should listen to one of our most successful podcast episodes ever, which was our interview with Betty Buckley on Broken Records.
Yes. And there's a brilliant Bravo Profiles documentary on Betty on YouTube that we extensively, and it goes into great detail about her career. It's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yes, Larry. Cool. I remember that. Oh, interesting.
But Taryn, I think South Africa is still in the Commonwealth, isn't it? Maybe at some point it left the Commonwealth. I know Australia and New Zealand and like Ghana and lots of Belize, like so many countries are. Right now I'm gonna pull it up. This is very sassy that I'm trying to tell. Look at that. See, Clifford? Yeah, like they have like Royal Bank of Scotland in the UK, but you know, Canada, there's something royal with Canada.
I wish we had women on our money.
Well, if y'all would have voted for Hillary,
She would have been on the money.
Would have been on the money.
Y'all, y'all, I did vote for her.
I didn't mean you. I meant the royal you.
The royal y'all.
I'm gonna get in trouble because I'm trying to like call out Taryn on her own country, which is.
Okay, I think she would know.
Well, you know what? I hold on. I'm sure Taryn's right. But what's funny
here we have a follow up.
We are different. We actually left the Commonwealth for a while. Oh, and now she says they're members again.
Oh.
Well, according to Wikipedia, Taryn was right that they were not in the Commonwealth anymore. But in the 80s, during the season 4 of The Crown, oh no, they weren't because of apartheid. Thank you, Clifford. Anyway, thank you for educating me, both of you. But I'm fascinated. I would like to know if people other places in the Commonwealth identified as the Queen being their queen. Because doesn't it kind of make you wish that we hadn't had the revolution, that we would have been just like, no taxation without representation, but we'll keep...
I don't know. This is all, it brings middle school history screaming back to me right now. So I'm trying to remember everything I learned and I just can't.
Well, we want Jonathan Groff? Well, we want Jonathan Groff to have that great song and he wouldn't have had that song.
Oh yeah. What's that called?
We'll Be Back.
Yeah. Another great karaoke song for
Too High for My Blood. But if we had never gotten rid of the king, then he couldn't have sung that song. It would have just been like, You'll Be.
Well, speaking of the Queen, speaking of royalty, for our next segment, Appreciation Station, I know we both have some ladies that we worship that we want to give a shout out to. So let's go to Appreciation Station.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh.
All right. So what do you have for us today?
Oh, do I have something? Yes, the queen of all queens. Well, mine is a fabulous clip. I feel like I shouldn't say what television program it's from because doesn't that get us in trouble more likely?
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Well, it's a popular 1990s TV talk show that many people watched and featured a lot of Broadway talent.
Oh.
And this is the fabulous Lillias White, who was really hitting a real peak in her fabulous career at this time in the late 90s because she had won the Tony for, this might actually be right before The Life. No, it's right after The Life. She had won the Tony for The Life, and, and she had, right before The Life, she had done How to Succeed in Business, which she stopped the show in, with that incredible Tony Awards clip. And she was doing this off-Broadway bio-musical about Dinah Washington called Dinah Was. And, I'm a huge Dinah Washington fan, but I think by the time I got to New York, when I moved to New York, I think Dinah Was might have still been running, but I think Lillias wasn't in it anymore, and I didn't go see it. And I never got the album. So I missed out, and even though I'm a huge Lillias fan, I never was like, oh, I have to hear that album because I'm like, I want to hear Dinah Washington sing. I mean, Dinah Washington is one of my favorite ladies of song, you know? And by the way, for anyone that's not that familiar with Dinah Washington, she's so great to listen to because she's like, she has a little bit of that like Ella Fitzgerald old school, just kind of like great cocktail, like background kind of music. Like, just like her voice is so musical and so smooth and like so melodic. And, it's just always happy to have Dinah on, but it's a little bit edgier. She's not quite at the Etta James level of like jazz going into blues.
Not quite that edgy.
Yeah, but it's a little edgy. It's a little more exciting. There's definitely like a belt quality and like a more like a sassiness in her. And anyway, she's just a fabulous voice and singer and artist. But so I was like, I love Lillias so much, but I never was like, interesting. And I Deborah Cox is a great talent too. But I was not like, I have to hear her sing Dinah. But I was wrong because I watched this clip of Lillias singing one of Dinah's biggest hits, I Want to Be Loved. And I don't need to say anything about it. Just watch it and see for yourself how magical it is.
Roll the clip.
I I wanna be loved with inspiration. I wanna be loved starting tonight, instead of merely holding conversation. Hold me tight. I wanna be kissed until I tingle. I wanna be kissed starting tonight. Embrace me till our hearts begin to mingle. Wrong or right, I feel like acting my age. I'm past the stage of merely turtle doving. With every kind of wonderful sensation. I wanna be
Gorgeous.
Isn't she just the greatest? I know. Total chills, Taryn. By the way, thank you at Taryn and Clifford for all that interesting stuff about Canada and South Africa and the Commonwealth. I've been in a Lilius White hole all week because Seth Rudetsky posted a clip from when they did the Actors Fund Dreamgirls concert where Lilius was Effie with Audra as Dina and Heather Headley as Lil, and an amazing cast, Billy Porter and Norm Lewis. I mean, literally like everybody. But it was an amazing clip from rehearsal of Lilius like sitting at the table singing "I'm Telling You I'm Not Going," and Heather Headley like throws a shoe at her, it is so spectacular. But it just threw me deep into a Lilius hole listening to her album. And Larry, you succeeded in changing your display name. Good job.
Oh yeah.
No more Artifact 11. I think I might have said this even on the show before, but I saw The Wiz, like either a stock production or a tour somewhere outside of New York City when I was like 3 or 4 years old with my grandparents and my Uncle Norman and Aunt Sally. And I used to have a playbill for it. It's probably still somewhere at my parents' house. I have to find it because I have not known who was in it or what it was. And now with my research and my Lilius hole, I really think that I saw Lilius as Dorothy. I love my whole world making sense. I'm jealous, Clifford.
Amazing. I love when you discover, like when you go back and, tours you saw or whatever, you discover that you actually saw someone who's now really famous.
Yeah.
Someone else who I'm sure a lot of people saw at the very, very starting stages of her career is who I'm appreciating today. We talked.
One more thing I just want to say about Lilius.
Sure.
I think part of what I love so much about Lilius is that like she I mean, first of all, she's just a great actor.
Yeah.
Lilius could do like any kind of straight drama, you know, and comedy. I mean, she's hilarious and just huge star presence. And
Did you see her at Green Room? Were you? Was I with you? Yeah,
I did, and I guess you did. So we must have gone together. But she's so spectacular in those ways. But just as a singer, that voice, it's that rare thing where, I mean, it's such a powerful voice. I mean, she's like a pelter.
Oh yes,
it's a beautiful voice, and she has that unique quality where she can kind of be beautiful and powerful at the same time.
Yeah,
she doesn't. It's not like she has to choose in the moment. Like it's really just like her voice is just always beautiful, even at its strongest. And I live for that. Anyway,
I live for that too. Someone else, Jennifer Holliday, fabulous. 5 years later, Clifford? What did she say when you thanked her?
She said,
Lilius is amazing. I first saw her once on this island.
Wow,
I love me some Lilius.
Hi, Sarah. I don't think you've commented before. Welcome.
Welcome, Sarah Dalton. Okay, so my appreciation this week was inspired by our talk last week. You appreciated a song from On the 20th Century. I can't remember who it was now.
Judy Blazer.
Judy Blazer. So and we talked a little bit about Christy Dawn's performance, who we both saw, Tony nominated for this performance. And I found a clip of it online of my favorite number from the show, Veronique. Really great. I think it was filmed for like Broadway.com or something. So it's actually really good quality. Hello, Sarah. She was fab. Great. Jennifer Holliday. Okay, so here we go. Christy Dawn singing Veronique. Oh, and this is the amazing transformation moment that really just like gave me chills in my seat.
For anyone that doesn't know, Christy Dawn is Kristen Chenoweth.
Right. Christy Dawn Chenoweth was her name. You know, that was her like real name growing up, and then her like official name that she uses on the stage now is, of course, Kristen. Here we go.
Veronique, she winked an eye. Veronique, the bullets fly. Veronique, she closed her door and start the Franco-Prussian War. I don't know if Veronique, the femme fatale. Veronique, the fleur du mal. Veronique, 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 Veronique.
Veronique, 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 Veronique.
Veronique, she winked at eye. Veronique, the bullets fly. Veronique, she closed her door and start the Franco-Prussian War. Veronique, the femme fatale. Veronique, the fleur de mal. Veronique, shut Bismarck out and make the population shout. Save our city, let old Bismarck have a look. Save our Paris, you look good in history book. But Veronique won't let him have a peek. Paris fall in 1 week.
Veronique, 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 Veronique.
Veronique, let Bismarck in. Notre Dame says that's no sin. Emperor says please come through and transformate a saint of you. Veronique, upon his knee, see the whole academy. Veronique, écoute-toi the French intelligentsia. And her papa say,
Do it for your country's sake.
and her mama say, do it and I bake a cake.
Oh, I wanted more. I wanted to watch the whole song.
That weird spot. I filmed the rest of that phrase, but yes, Candide we love. Wicked, of course. But yeah, when I saw that at the American Airlines Theater, I just remember I saw it twice, and I paid both times. Yeah, I wanted to see it so bad. But I remember sitting in my seat and just being so blown away by just like the star power radiating off the stage. Little 4'11" Christy Dawn, like leading just this massive chorus across the stage, like just, you know, doing her thing. It was really fantastic.
That song is so
Desmond.
That song is so Look What Happened to Mabel.
Yes, it's that slot of the show too.
Yeah. I mean, That's like when I was getting into On the 20th Century, like with Madeline, of course, like because you were listening to CDs, like I would play them in order. So that song is like, in a way, it's like the song I know best in the show.
Yes.
So, even though like it's not necessarily my favorite, but like it's so important to me.
It's so good, and it's like I listen to it just sometimes if I'm like walking, because it's like it's upbeat, it's fun. Anyway, and I love that show too because Kristen can do her little like character-y like belting, and then she can also at the end do her full operatic soprano. Yeah. It like we said last week, it is kind of an operetta. So
yeah, and it's also like doing, what do you call it? Like pastiche, like almost like parody of like operetta styles.
Yeah,
and that's so her, because I mean, I was going to say like Bernadette, but also even more so because of the vocal versatility. But like, she's really just so good at pastiche. Like, I mean, as opposed to someone like Patty that like, you could put her in Anything Goes. You could put her in Evita. She's going to sing them the same way.
Right. Yeah, very that. Well, okay, let me see what we have coming up next. So this is a segment that we've done several times, but we officially have found a name for it. We were just kind of doing, oh yes, Taryn, correct.
Oh, Jasmine, totally, me too. I love that moment.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so last week we were trying to think of a segment name for our product review segment, and Ben came up with a great title, Raindrops on Roses. And so here we go.
These are a few of our favorite things.
Our new segment officially called Raindrops on Roses.
'Tis the season for favorite things.
The outline of the little Gerald Steiner bottle.
No, wait, let me see it again.
It's kind of grainy. I need to save it better quality. Here we go.
'Tis the season for favorite things.
Oh my God. I love it.
Okay, so some of our favorite things this week. I know you have a couple of a couple of products.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I would like to give a special, by the way, we get no sponsorship from these things, but hopefully they will
like remove it.
Yes. Well, no. Can you imagine? Hopefully they will, give us free stuff. But this is my current favorite face scrub and mask. It's the St. Ives, and I have a little bottle here. And they say that it's gentle enough for everyday use. I don't use it every day, but I use it a lot. And thank you, Taryn. I am Oprah. And it's you can buy it at any drugstore. And it's a scrub and a mask, and it's moisturizing, which is a big thing for me because I realized that I spent all of my 20s, all I wanted to do was just be a great diva and just do a mask and just lie back and that's when I was boozing and smoking and listening to my Dinah Washington. And, I just thought I was like living the life. But all these masks that I were doing were all that I was doing. All these masks were drying out my skin. And I was so stupid because I was doing them because I thought it was fun and like diva fabulous.
Right.
I actually didn't need to do a mask. I didn't have so many impurities. I had very good skin. I had no acne or anything, maybe a little bit when I was like 12, but here I was 23 and I was just sucking I have very dry skin and very dry hair. And I live in the dry heat of New York City apartment. And I was sucking all the moisture out of my skin all the time for no good reason. And finally I wised up when I was 30. Exactly. So finally I wised up and I realized I needed to do moisturizing things. And I love this product because it's a mask that's moisturizing and it's also a scrub. And I love an exfoliating scrub because I have sensitive skin and it's hard for me to shave. Exfoliating is very good for me before a shave because it primes, the hair to be ready to be pulled out.
Yes.
So Although I went a little too low on my cheeks. One of the things that I'm dealing with during the pandemic is that I love getting my beard trimmed at the barber, and I'll just go for that even when I don't need a haircut. But they don't do that now because you have to wear a mask. So
and a different kind of mask.
So yeah, exactly. So I have to do my own face, and I fuck up my cheeks every time. And I was telling Daniel, I shave too low usually on my cheeks, and then I feel like it's too fleshy and fat looking, and I look like a little squirrel just like shoving up my nuts. But thank you, Jasmine. Aside from how I don't like the way that I shaved the hairline too low, I love the way my skin looks and feels thanks to this product. And I also want to throw up on the screen, this was the product I liked even better. It was the St. Ives brand olive scrub, and they don't make it anymore. And I'm so angry because of this. And
like wasabi paste.
It looks like that, but it doesn't. It's olive. It smelled very different. But it was made with olive oil, and it was so good for your skin, and they discontinued it. So I need everybody to support them now on the oatmeal scrub so that they don't discontinue this, and then I'll be left in a lurch because most of the scrubs and masks are not moisturizing. And there are scrubs and there are plenty of masks, but they're not moisturizing. And most of the ones you can buy at the like drugstore have like a lot of perfumes and chemicals in them that are really bad for you. So you have to go to like Bath and Body Works or like Aveda, like, and spend a lot of money to get. I do this with electric clippers. What are you talking about? So I want to support St. Ives, and everybody should buy this product. Thank you for letting me there.
St. Ives, I wonder like who their big parent company is. You know, I bet it's like someone that we should not be supporting.
It says the Ku Klux Klan / Lindsey Graham, Trump Inc. No, I don't know. It doesn't say.
I'm sure it's like PG&E or like not PG&E. It's what's that cosmetics anyway. But I have to co-sign this product though, because there have been several times where we have been roommates in Fire Island, and I have seen the oatmeal scrub bottle in the shower, and I have tried to use it, and I love a mask that you can wear every day, because I like to put it on at the start of the shower, and then I take the full shower, and then I wash it off at the end, so like it's actually stayed on.
And exactly, that's what I do too.
Your skin feels so smooth.
I wish you could all just touch my cheeks right now. They're like,
touch me. Okay, so we have a new segment, very new, and this is one that we just introduced because it's still in the works, but it's inspired by one of our divas, Dionne Warwick, who went to Twitter this week and said something about how I should have got the tweet to pull up, but said something about how, like, I hope you guys know that when you add a musician's song to your playlist on Spotify, they can see what it is. They can see what the playlist is called. And then a follow-up tweet just said something to consider, period. Our new segment is just called Something to Consider, and I want to play it for you now.
Because it's Twitter.
Twitter. I have to be creative with the sounds because I can't use anything copyrighted. Yes, it definitely is gory radar movie. So I guess for this initial segment, our first foray into this new segment, I was thinking we should just go through some of our playlist titles, because I know we're both extensive playlist makers, and we could just read the viewers what they are.
I just want to make sure people understand how hilarious this Dionne Warwick moment is. I mean, it's not hilarious because it's Dionne, because Dionne is just like, you know, I mean, she's one of the great distinctive star voices, and you know, the muse of Burt Bacharach, that, you know, almost all of his like iconic songs were like written for her voice, and she sang them so iconically. And then, you know, but she has such a crazy history.
Isn't she Whitney's godmother?
She's Whitney's godmother and cousin, I think. And her her sister, I guess, like supposedly like molested Whitney.
Right. Yeah, I remember that from the documentary.
And I mean, but Dionne, after the Bacharach era, I mean, she still had like these like 80s pop hits, and I'll never.
My favorite of her albums is I think from '79. It's just called Dionne, and it's like she's like making her way away from the Bacharach stuff, and it's fully like disco beat.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's truly a great star of many eras. And then even like the 90s infomercial era with the Psychic Friends Network. Do you remember that at all, Daniel?
I've heard of that, but I don't know what that is.
I mean, she had like a cheesy, crazy, ubiquitous infomercial for her Psychic Friends Network where you could call, what do you call it? Not 976, but, it was like a pay to get like Dionne Warwick to like tell you your fortune, basically. But it was huge. It wasn't like some weird one-time thing. It was like a meme like that people made fun of endlessly on SNL. Like she had a whole third act as just like a cheesy, weird infomercial person,
It's like that was her Jane Fonda workout tapes.
Totally, but more like Suzanne Summers' Thigh Master.
Yeah.
But in addition to being like a weird infomercial, it also had the added aspect of being like a weird psychic thing. Like it wasn't just commercialization. And then there's like I think I've talked about before, like how much I love like on Data Lounge, they make fun of her. Like there's a constant thing of people coming in and like posting as Dionne Warwick, trying to get like a Whitney Houston hologram tour going where they can sing together.
Now that I would pay.
And they always characterize her as just like really stoned and like chain smoking and like really like just laid out and over it. Anyway. So all that, and then here you have her on Twitter having going on to post the fact that her fans have created these Spotify playlists using her songs because they love her songs, her many iconic #1 hits. But the playlists have things like, Eat My Pussy and Like It, or like, songs to like, like go into a roid rage on her. I don't know what, like crazy weird, like possibly R-rated or just like controversial playlist titles like we all kind of do with her music. And she noticed that and posted about it and clearly having a sense of humor about it, but also a little bit like, watch it, children.
Now, the something to consider with a period after it is just so good. And it wasn't even in the first tweet. It was like a reply to her tweet.
It's very, we always do our favorite Carol Channing, Andrea McArdle story.
Yeah.
About, where she says, you shouldn't, don't ever, I don't want to hear you talk ill of Tomorrow from Andy because that's your signature song. It's what they play when you present at the Tonys. Like they play Hello Dolly for me. What do you think they play when poor Leslie Uggams presents? Andrea says, I don't know. Carol Channing says, exactly. And it's so funny. And our friend Ken, hilariously always, when he does it, he does exactly. And then there's like a long pause and a second.
Beat.
Exactly. And I love Dionne Warwick like tweeting. Something to consider.
I really need to go in and look at the timestamps to just see how much time. That'll be our follow-up. I feel like
I'm going to do it right now.
It's just going to be a constant.
But yes, exactly.
We need to see how much time passed before she followed up with something.
I can see it because I texted it to you.
Anyway, yeah. So while you're finding that, I'm just going to go.
Here we go. Oh wait, no, I have to, all right, we'll find it later. But it's hilarious if she did it right away, and it's hilarious if she did it later.
Yeah, I'll find it.
So anyway, our segment idea is that we are going to share our own playlist that the diva themselves might not appreciate.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, yeah, I can't find it. It doesn't really say on this screenshot. But okay, so what are mine are pretty tame, my playlist that she's on.
Yeah.
I have one called a playlist called Simply 70s. And that's about
you're looking specifically at
my Spotify playlist.
No, but I mean you're looking specifically for Dionne Warwick.
I'm looking at the ones that Dion is on.
Oh, I was just thinking any playlist I have that anyone on it might not like the title.
Well, I mean, I have a playlist called My Favorite Madonna. I don't think I think she would probably be alarmed if she was on that one.
Well, I have a playlist called All Rufus with an asterisk. And the asterisk is because I don't include his Judy Garland album.
Smart. You should give us USA sneak peek. What's that?
Oh, you should give us a sneak peek.
Oh, a sneak peek. Okay, I have one that she's on that she'd probably like this. One of my most played playlists that I listen to a lot, and I've been adding to it for years and years now. It's over 8 hours long. Lady Belts and Ballads. On that many times. She's also on my summer celebration playlist, my FIP Fire Island playlist. She's on my playlist Show Tunery. Maybe she's not on that one. She's on my playlist Morning Magic. She's also on my playlist Fall is Fabulous because I have all of her Burt Bacharach ballads on that playlist because they're all so moody and wonderful.
I have a playlist called Hippie Patty.
Mm-hmm.
That's Patty singing like songs that are like vaguely like Flower Childish, but I don't know if that would necessarily offend her. Oh, this is funny. I have a Jerry Herman playlist called Instead of Jerry's Girls, it's Jerry's Kids, like the old Jerry Lewis telethon for muscular dystrophy.
Oh. Wait, so are we doing like, I was just doing Dion's, but are we doing like other artists too?
Well, we're gonna run out of Dion's to have a segment.
That's right. Each week we should do a different.
No, but I think it's more funny if it's like playlists that the artist might like the way Dion was like, watch it, kids. Like I think it's more like what the artist might take issue with.
I have a playlist that someone shared with me called Bitch and Pop.
There you go. Oh, I have Lilting Patty. It's a little insulting because the almost implied answer to that is lilting.
Lilting? Yeah, that's about it. Oh, my playlist is, I think she would like this. My Patty playlist is called Patty Lou Playlist.
She would like that.
For Bet, I have my Bet playlist is called Best Bet. So I would like her to go over my Best Bet playlist and see if she agrees that those are her best songs.
Oh, this one they might not love the name of it. Certainly Dion would not appreciate it. It's songs from like pop operas and sung out of context by ladies, and the title is Popra Putas.
That's funny. Yeah, maybe they wouldn't like that one. I'm gonna have to start making, now this is like this is becoming very meta. Like I'm gonna have to start making new playlists just to like have funny things to chat about.
Oh, this one she might not love, Sleeping Patty.
Is that for you when you go to sleep? How? I can't even think of any song that would go on that playlist.
Well, that's the challenge.
I mean, Sleepy Man, maybe.
Yeah, depending on which version. This one maybe, Sondheim Morning After.
Oh, that's nice. I love that. Caroline Hale. Yes, me too. Mine are all pretty boring. I really want someone to follow up with Dion or her intern or whoever she works with, and I need to know specific names of the playlists that she took issue with.
Yes, we could probably figure it out if we go look through them.
Yeah. We can get our intern to do a deep dive.
Oh, here, Desmond wants to know what's on Sleeping Patty.
Yes.
Good question.
It has to be on there.
I'm sure it is. Although it's telling that I can't tell you because it proves how little I've actually used this playlist.
I mean, Bernadette is more for sleeping.
Well, you don't need a Bernadette special playlist. You can just do all artists.
Oh yes, just play her discography.
Even Bernadette's Everything's Coming Up Roses. You can do it. Okay, Patty, Sleeping Patty, where is the warmth? Faraway places. I cover the waterfront. Travel in light. Hymn to love. Hymn to love. I don't know. When it goes into the march at the end, I'm not sure if that would keep you asleep.
You're awake and immediately.
I got lost in his arms. Something cool. A cottage for sale. Early autumn. I don't know about early autumn.
Where's
When early autumn walks the land.
Yes, I would love to know Dion's misgivings as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Joey. Patty can put a song across.
You should have doing Come On Broadway World.
Huh?
Oh, you should have Dion Come On Broadway World. Oh, I don't think she would like that.
I don't think so either.
Patton.
You never know. Oh, thank you. Yes, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Sleepy Man for sure. Lost in the Stars, Surrender, Count Your Blessings, My Ship, It Never Was You.
Never Was You.
Some of these are false. Like I said, Mr. Tambourine Man, but it starts out, hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. But by the end, when she's like, hey, Mr. It's not going to work.
That really has to be at the beginning of your sleep cycle. Thank you, Caroline. That means so much to us. I mean, as you guys know, and I'm sure most of y'all are in the same boat, things are getting very bad here in New York again. So, it's indoors most of the time. And so this is the highlight of our week as well.
Speak for yourself. I'm painting my floor.
Oh, I need to ask you about painting. I'm going to paint a wall in my house. I've decided.
Oh, I love that.
So my main question is, how do I get it? Like, I want to tape so I don't drip it on the floor or get me on the ceiling. So how do I do that? Do I put tape?
Yes, you put tape. You're going to get special painter's tape. I recommend you get the green kind. I think it's called Bullfrog or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get it on Amazon or like at any paint store. But like hardware stores will often sell like random other painter's tape, which is safe to use because it doesn't pull the paint off, but it's not as good as this green kind. So you want to tape the edge all around, and you're going to paint the wall with a roller.
Mm-hmm.
But you also want a brush, because first with the brush you paint along the edge.
Okay, that's my next question. When it dries, can you tell is there like a difference in texture where you painted with the brush versus
No.
Okay, cool.
No, you can't tell that. You also want to you'll paint a couple coats probably.
Mm-hmm.
You should put a tarp down on the floor.
Yeah.
The main thing I learned though, as far as like not dripping and stuff, is that like most of the dripping, I would stupidly dunk the brush or the roller too deep into the paint. So the paint would not be dripping off the brush proper. It would be dripping off the handle. I properly did that.
Yeah.
The other thing is that anywhere that you do drip, it's pretty easy with like a wet paper towel to just get it right off.
Well,
but
my floors are like tile.
It's harder.
My floors are tile, so they're very easy to clean up.
Good.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna paint one wall. All my walls are just like white, so I need some color and to give my life some sparkle and fizz, if you will.
It's so easy for you because you're so freakishly tall.
That's right. I can just reach all the way to the top.
I mean, think of poor me.
Poor you. Poor thing. Poor thing. Oh my God, we're almost out of time. Okay, so our final segment. Oh yes, I'm glad you asked. It's like a dark emerald green.
Ooh, I love that.
It's not quite a teal, but it's not like a hunter green. It's like a darker Kelly green.
Kelly O'Hara. Well, yellow and blue make green, Desmond.
Yeah, that's right. I love yellow, but my house is already like the walls are like a little off-white, and so more yellow would be too much. Like I need
Jasmine spelled that way, by the way, makes me think of Patty pronouncing her character's last name in Sunset Boulevard.
Dasmond. And then the gross is whenever Glenn took over.
Although I'm so into Glenn now, I almost feel like Patty has to get on board.
I mean, Glenn is, although I haven't watched that new movie she's in because I heard it was bad. How Wicked. Yes, very that. Yeah, Adina Walls. I can't think of a pun yet, but I'll workshop it. Okay, our final segment, fan favorite, Dolly Concert Kill. Think of your submissions, get them in, give us your performers, and we'll assign them Dolly, Concert, and Kill.
Love that music.
All right. I hope Mucho Music is here because last week he was not live here, so he emailed his submissions.
He may be busy. He had a big move.
That's right.
One for you.
Oh yes, please.
Kelly O'Hara, Kristen Chenoweth, Madeline Kahn.
Well, Madeline Kahn, Dolly Levi. The other one's so hard. I mean,
are there clips of Madeline, by the way?
Not that I've found. Oh, Mucho Music is here. Good. And then it's so hard. I guess Kelly O'Hara in concert, just because I've never seen her. I mean, I loved Kristen's show that she did on Broadway, but a one-woman show. But Kelly, I mean, her voice it just begs to be heard in like a beautiful big concert hall.
Wow, so you would kill Kristen.
I know, I can't believe it, but
I can't believe it. I want to take this one from Mutual Music.
Okay. Another Kelly. Kelly's.
So I love when he gives us the three names. So I would choose, surprisingly, maybe not that surprisingly, because she's the one that's a proper actress of the three, but I would choose Kelly O'Hara for Dolly Levi. But I want to say, to me, that's not a huge letdown, because I didn't see the Pajama Game, but I hear that she was really wonderful in it. Some people say that was their favorite Kelly performance. But I did see Kelly at Encores in Bells Are Ringing. And I went with a real chip on my shoulder because I had seen Faith Prince do it on Broadway and loved her. And of course I love Judy Holliday on the album. And I was like, by the way, we should do that movie for a corn stream. Bells Are Ringing. But I was like, really, I was like, why are they casting a soprano in a belter role? And Kelly O'Hara is not funny. And I was like, so pissy about it. And she totally blew me away. She was so charismatic and more than belty enough. I mean, also Judy Holliday wasn't that great of a singer. So like, Judy Holliday cannot belt as well as Faith Prince. But Judy Holliday can probably belt as well as Kelly O'Hara. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? What am I trying to say? You get me.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was really wonderful. And then I would see Kelly Clarkson in concert because I love that voice. And I'm sorry, Kelly Pickler, but you can go pick along somewhere else.
Pick along a little doggy. Okay, Taryn has a great one. All women of the British stage, although I guess Angela is pretty much American now. Well, I guess we can both do this one. I guess Angela, I always want her in concert. I
love how you just automatically want to give me the chance for Ruthie and Julia.
Yeah. I know you. This is right up your alley. Schubert Alley. What's the equivalent of Schubert Alley in London? I wonder.
Yeah. What is it, Caroline?
What's the Schubert Alley of London? And I guess I would see Julia. Although, I would see Ruthie Henschel as Dolly. Kill Julia.
Wow. For me, for that one, I would say I would see Angela as Dolly, and I would see. I hate myself, but I would see Ruthie in concert and kill Julia. Next.
Rupert Street. Okay,
Oh.
love that.
I love that.
Okay, last one, and then we have to go. Donna Murphy, Deborah Monk, Linda Eder. Well, oh God. I mean, this is so hard. I love Deb Monk, but I would see Donna Murphy again as Dolly because I loved her so much. I've seen Linda in concert, loved it so much. I mean, just one belt number after the next. I would see her again. Kill Deb Monk.
I disagree.
I know you don't like that. Do you want to do this one real quick and then we'll...
Oh, sure. Donna Murphy owes us a concert, and I want her to fucking do it. And I would love to see Deborah as Dolly. And Linda Eder, I'm glad we got to interview her while we had the chance.
Yes, yes. One of our top charting podcast interviews.
It still is #1, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know the Sondheim one had overtaken it yet.
I haven't checked this week, but it was getting close.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
Our week. We will be back here same time next week, same time, same place.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
We love you all. XOXO.
Autumn, winter, next year. Some
Time heals everything. It's a song. And time heals everything.
Bye.